Appreciate it. My name is Jeff. I appreciate you coming in, Paul. This good gentleman. I think we're going to talk about the Venus Enos Penis Project, which has been a big target of mine. Research proudly. It's a cult in my mind. It's funny, a little bit fun, but I'm facing it right now. We're going to bring this guy in. I have no idea who he is. We've talked about it on Facebook. You want to call in, and we're going to do the dose of doctor and then get around it. So, what the hell are we going here now? What the hell? I got to close that. I don't know why I did that. Hang on a second. No. There you go. Let's try it again. Hang on a second. Face it. There you go. There we go. All right. So we talked before I'm facing it. So welcome guests. Let's unmute. Let's talk about the Venus Enos Penis Project with you, my friend. Welcome to the podcast. How are you?
I'm great here. How about yourself?
Good. What's your name? My name is Jeff or Cowpote, whatever. But so let's talk about the Venus Enos Penis Project.
Yeah.
Have you seen any of my YouTube videos?
Yeah. I've known about your YouTube videos for a while. My name is Bill. You can call me Bill.
Okay.
Or William or whatnot.
I've ripped on this cult for a long time because you're human. You can gain weight, you can lose weight. You're still who you are between the ears, correct?
Yeah.
And they always try to. I get the Venus Project. I think it'd be a great thing, but it'd be no tolerance for any crap. None of this re-education. I find it fascinating that people. I think it's a good thing in my mind. The Venus Project. What's her name is waiting for the old man to cack. What's her name again? And there's this, donation is just another way of money, right? If you're resource economy, you can do it by bartering. I barter a lot of things. I have a lot of things. I barter for things. I mean, I have a cabin. I barter a lot of things. Go ahead and give her the Venus Enos Project. They've been my big target. I love making fun. I get a lot of hate emails on them, but I really don't care. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Yeah. As far as like the Venus Project, I don't really. I've always seen it as a utopian concept, and I was involved with the Tesium, like I was on the Tesium development team, but I wasn't like a member or anything. I was interested in a open source product that one of the members was working on. And that's how I first came about it. But then they were trying to introduce me and try to, to get me into this RBE and this Venus project. And the first things when I watched the movie and I saw this other stuff, I was like, this is a utopian world, and there is no like scientific basis for any of this stuff.
Right. And
at the time, I was not a free market advocate. I didn't know much of anything, and with the Zeitgeist movement was the first place that introduced me to 9/11 conspiracies and everything else, and that was being associated with the Venus Project as well, inadvertently. But
crawling over the bodies, that's what you're trying to say.
Yes.
Which pisses me off. It does.
I know. Long story short, though, I could go on for hours and days about this stuff. My problem with the Venus Project and the RBE is that they're claiming it's science, but none of it is based on any science at all. It's based on just like talking, and just because you say it's science doesn't mean it's going to be science, like just magically going to happen. And they use a lot of like I wouldn't even say that the Venus Project is like advocating for anything. Like they're just I don't know what they're doing. They're not really doing much. And I came upon one of your radio casts where they basically 2 years ago had said that they were doing things, that they had finally written the rough draft script for the big budget movie, and that they were looking for a professional writer. And then 2 years like to present now in 2013, they said the same thing, that they've just gotten the final draft, the rough draft done, and now they're trying to work on this on trying to get the scriptwriter to look at this stuff and get it done. So I thought it was interesting that they're continuing to say that shit. I don't think anything's being done. I think it's just a big scam. And
well, of course it is.
Yeah.
Well, let me counter here. Here's what they're selling. They're selling hope. Okay.
Yeah.
And people that have no hope, all hope is gone. It's a really good song out there, out of Iowa. I can't remember the hell their name is. My friend Gardy One, who got me into this, is a very good friend. All hope is gone. It's a great song. I talked to a gentleman who was going to call him a comedian. I told him about a movie called Stick Boy. I love to write. I'm a very creative person. I love ideas. I could get my own video game, set one in every single city, and have it called the Venus Project, and have the Utopia video game. You could put a helmet on, and we could design our own draft Utopia on a video game. Okay, if they want to do it, then buy the land and create it. You can see it, you can achieve it, right? If all they got to do is who needs to write a script? He has the idea, then write it down, right? Right? It's like a song. Michael Jackson would see a song and write it. You can see it, you can achieve it. You dream it, you chase it. And if they have this idea, the Venus Enos Penis Project, I've done an epic YouTube video on it and about donations. Where's the donation? They house and they clothe what her name is, and you read some of their laws, what they say. So if I'm having this Utopia thing, if we're going to have this, this community where we educate the children and we make things and we kind of like resource economy, we sell things that we come back with like bartering. If anybody in our inner community hurts a child, you're gone, or does anything wrong, there's no second chances. You're not going to re-educate you. I get what they want to do. That's fine. Buy some land and start doing it.
Totally.
I mean, you can do it. I mean, I get what they want to do, but this is a scam, and it's a constant thing over and over and over again, and that's what they're doing, and that's what they call brainwashing. And the old man is really good at it. Those slick videos. They have always people out there. The Utopia. I mean, it's what's that one movie they had that was the blue people that had that one thing, and people were loving that. And I get this. You could, like I said, I could do a video game and there's 50 states and have 50 rooms where you put a helmet on, and me and you could connect wherever you live in Ohio, and we could have our own Venus Project on a video game. It wouldn't be that tough. It's not that tough. I could write the movie in about 2 days. It wouldn't be that much because it's not that tough a draft. But you have to have a very serious. If you're going to do the Venus Enos Penis Project, as I call it, it's a big penis. They ram it in your ass. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, but I've been on that case for 2 years, and I laugh at it. I get hate emails. I could care less. If they're for real, he would have done this a long time ago. He's been telling this forever. He's making money on people's hopes. He's selling hopes and dreams, and they're paying for it. Donations, my ass. That's money to support his ass. Just like on Facebook today, Fast Eddie, looking for money to move. Okay, all right. I don't get that. I'm on Facebook and Twitter, selling fun and whatever. I get there's people like my friend Kevin Sherman on Blog Talk Radio and on the Big Show. Good friend of mine. He moved to H-Town. If he had a problem, he's my friend. I know him. I've touched him and felt him. But there are people out there that are, in my mind, weak-minded people. Weak-minded. Venus plays on that because they want this utopia. I would love that resource economy. It would be great. But you plan, God laughs. You cannot change the way you think, sir. I could grow your hair long, color your hair, lose some weight. You open your mouth, you're still a jerk. And you can't change what people think. You could try to make it better for them, but if they can't conform, get out of our community. We're here to help the children educate, work, make things, and make it a nice place to live. We can have a resource economy, but if you can't follow the rules, you're gone. There's no second chances. If I was going to build a community, I'd buy a big bunch of land in Montana and say this is called Cowpote land, where everyone we blow the law, we educate our children, we grow our own food, we make things, we manufacture, and we sell to the outside world. We get back in goods and services. You come to our place, we make things. You give us food for our stuff. It's not that tough. Anybody in that community hurts a child or does something wrong, you're gone. I mean, it's simple. But everyone does something, and you work for the community, but you don't do this. The Venus Project is a joke. If he was for real, he would have had this movie done a long time. Why do you need someone to write it for you? Because it's not. Because
exactly.
If you have that idea, me and you could sit here and write a movie right now. We could write a song. Me and you could sit here and we could write a song. I write a lot of songs. I do a lot of songs when I'm at and me and you could go verse by verse. We could write a movie right here. We could do a 4-hour show and get us and just call it Cowpote Land or call it the Venus Project and write our own resource a movie, give our own ideas out, play off each other, a song. If this guy was for real, he's a fraud, and he's selling hope and dreams, and he's brainwashing these people. Okay, and that's the problem. They're always hoping, All hope is gone. And the Venus Project is an absolute. I don't care. There's a guy on here on Blog Talk Radio who blocked me on Twitter because he's begging for money, looking to move. He's that guy on Facebook here on Blog Talk Radio looking for money. Resource economy, but looking for money.
Oh yeah.
That guy.
You're talking about.
Guy. Go get a job. North Dakota is begging for workers. I'm not lying. They're begging for workers. All right.
We've told them that guy that you're talking about.
Yeah.
And I don't want to say names. I'm not trying to poke fun at anybody or anything of that nature. But we told that guy that he could move somewhere else and get a job and start working and things of that nature. And he, it's excuse. And he ain't the only one though. So it's just with the Venus Project, I don't agree with the RBE. But however, I'm not going to stop them. They should. The thing is people make rational choices, and they can they're not stupid. If they see something better, they're going to go to it. And I think you've said that numerous times in your podcast when you're referring to the Venus Project. I personally don't think an RBE is very feasible.
Right.
But if they want to start it. Like you said, just do it. Just do it, and people will come. I'll give you an example. There's this thing that the abbreviation is called OSE, but it's called Open Source Ecology.
Yep.
And they're actually, have you followed that?
No, but like you said about choices, we make good choices in good places. You make choices. They made some bad choices in the Venus Project.
Yeah.
This old man is making money on people's hopes and dreams. Go ahead. That's all there is to it. He's a con artist.
Oh, totally.
He's a con artist.
Oh, totally.
And people want to live a life of luxury and not work for it and hand them things. If he was for real, he would have done this a long time ago. This would be done.
Exactly.
And I get it. Go for it. You can do it. Like I said, you make things and you sell to a market and you give us. It's called bartering. There's a good reality show about bartering. I barter a lot of things. I have a cabin. I barter things for that. I barter for a lot of things in my life because that's what I do. I give things. I give a lot of it is like that. You want to use my snowmobile? Can I use your mini bike? It's called bartering. You could do that. You could have resource economy. You would manufacture things and you could grow food, and we have something unique. When you give me something back, like food for my people, back and forth, whatever it be. You would make some really cool clothes that people loved. They would give you things back. When you come, come to a concert, bring me food. You know what I'm saying? For homeless people, bring me food.
Yeah.
I'll sing for you. I'll sing for my supper. You know what I'm saying? I'll sing for food.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They can do it. You just got to want to do it. And I just think they're a fraud, and people are getting screwed. I'm sorry, but I don't like scams. You make good choices. You live good places. He is scamming. But if people make their choices, like you said, they make choices to chase that dream, that's not my fault when it's all said and done. I'm sorry. I'm frankly embarrassed. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No problem. I think the Venus Project, they could have taken the approach, or the Zeitgeist movement, because they're basically the same thing now, but as far as the advocating, but they could have Open Source Ecology was started in 2007, and they're already very progressive, and they're doing their own thing now. I've heard rumors that it's not a cohesive group.
Of course not.
As far as, but it's working. They're creating their whole thing is they're making open source products from an open source tractor for instance, so people can build their own, or they can buy it from the open source ecology place. They'll make them one, and the whole concept with the open source shit is that you can basically fix anything on it going to Home Depot basically for the most part, except for maybe the engine and a few other parts, but they're not doing anything. They're just talking, and I would say just saying mantra. I wouldn't call this is my personal opinion. I wouldn't call the Venus Project or the Zeitgeist movement a cult. I would.
I'll tell you why. Go ahead. I will. Go ahead. I will. I'll call them a cult because they brainwash you to think what they want to think. It's over and over again. Okay. When you tell someone to do something, you deliver it, right? I mean, if I'm going to take you to Africa on a trip, you're going to give me money for it. But I continue to tell you, I'm going to deliver something. If you're going to create something like a church, it's just like, the hell's it called? There's a place that believes in travel through light. They believe you can take everything with you, but you don't know until it's all over with. But the point is, they're not delivering what they're wanting. That's called brainwashing. They have these people think. We said, where is it? Where is it? No, it's a cult because they brainwash you to think the way you want you to think. Okay, I'm sorry. You deliver your product. Okay, just like scams that scam you and they give you money back. Same kind of thing. Pyramid schemes. Okay, it is a cult because they're not delivering anything, are they? You're giving them money, and who's getting the money? The chick is, and he is, correct? He's living high. Does he work for a living? Does he work for a living? No. He's selling hopes. That's all he's selling is hope. I'm sorry. They're a cult. Call them what they are. They're a cult. Go ahead.
No. They technically, I guess I've just learned this. They have like a tour business where some company they go through some middleman and people purchase tickets to go see the Venus Project.
Yeah, I've seen that.
But technically that's selling hope, though, because it's about the Venus Project.
Well, they have the little thing down there. I've called her before for my podcast before. She's a very nice lady, but I've gone after my I'm not really mean-spirited. I make fun of them. Me and my buddy did that Guardian 1, those YouTube videos we did. We had a great time with them, making fun of donations, me and him, the money. You see the money back and forth, me and giving money? Me and doing the money back and forth? That's exactly what we're talking about. Oh, I need money for donations. The donations. It's money. They're just using different words. Either I hit you or I slap you. It doesn't make a difference. I yelled at you or I screamed at you. What's the difference, right? Did I yell at you or scream at you? Either one. Donations is money. Money's money, right?
Right.
And that's all there is to it. And to run your cult, you need what? Money. There's one language we speak in this country, and I will say it over and over again. It's called money, okay? And hope is a beautiful thing. I'm all for. I love to get manufacturing. I think it's fun to have a 3D manufacturing and manufacture things out of plastic and rubber. And you could do that at the Venus Project. You would set up a big machine in your community in the Venus Project, and you would be 3D manufacturing, and you pump out car parts, you pump out all kinds and sell it to people. They could pump out car parts, full cars, whatever they want to do with plastics and rubber, and say, listen, you want it, we'll make it for you. Give us money for it, and give us belongings. You build our houses, whatever. They pump out car parts for Ford. Come and get them. Now you give us wood. They could do it. A big machine. They could recycle tires and plastic, and they have 3D manufacturing, and they could design all kinds of stuff and pump stuff out of garbage. It's done. It can be done, but they're not smart enough to do it. They're going to stand. Some feeble old man is going to die, a very wealthy man, and she's going to take over, whatever the hell her name is. Nice lady, but they're brainwashing these people over and over again. I don't care what anybody says in the Venus Project. I get people being dinked, but at the end of the day, we got to work for our supper in this country. I'm sorry. So I just, it's I don't know. I work. It gets old. I see people growing, but people make choices. Grown men and women that are searching for something that the song says. The title song should be I still haven't found what I'm looking for. By whatever the hell their name is. I can't remember their name is. Whatever their name is, but still I'm looking for it. That's what they're constantly doing. Constantly doing. It's I don't know. It's too bad. I ripped on him. I don't know. I'm not running no scam. I'm not selling a damn thing. I'm not selling any scam. I don't sell a damn thing in this podcast. Trust me, I make no money. I just like to be able to speak the truth and not afraid to speak out. It's a free country. Last I checked, it's America. But I just at the end of the day, they're selling hope and dream, and I love hope. It's a great thing. But you got to go out and get your hope. You see what you can see. You can be anything you want in this world. It's a great. Well, I think they want to come here, this country, but we have to watch out for that kind of stuff. Just like the 3-car Monte I see in Vegas on the Strip, people taking advantage of elderly people that are hoping for money. They play it right there in Vegas. They need to arrest those guys. I'm sorry, but there's a lot of false hope out there, and I would love to be able to have my own manufacturing company and make things and pay my employees well and do something. That'd be a great company called Cowpote Manufacturing. I'll call it Garbage Manufacturing. I make stuff out of garbage that's useful. That'd be a great company. I'm doing something, and I'm employing people, and I'm paying them money. They go buy their own stuff. You know what I'm saying? Instead of telling them what you're going to do. It's called brainwashing. It's just. I'm sorry. You have a company called Garbage Manufacturing. I have plastic, whatever. I produce toys, bikes, car parts, whatever they want. I manufacture it out of garbage. You want it, you conceive it, you want it. We'll put a computer and pump you out some bikes, and we'll make money, and I'll support and I'll give that money to my people. So I don't know. I love to do some YouTube videos. It's kind of a waste of time. So I don't know. Garbage is free. People throw away garbage, so you get it for free. Bring your garbage, dump it in a big hole. We'll take it. We'll grind it up. Bring it in. Just dump it in. Garbage is free, right? Just bring it in. It's free. Absolutely. Dump it in a big hole. We'll just grind it up in a big grinder, and we'll put it in a big silos, and we'll bring it down, and we'll pump it out. Done. Garbage is nothing. Just bring it in. Throw your garbage in there. Your tires. How many tires do you see throughout the country? How much plastic do you see?
A lot.
Just throw it in there. We're gonna put out stuff people can use, and I'll reward my employees for good behavior. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? So, hang on a second. My brother, the bitch. I think, Chris, is this you? Okay, then my brother, the bitch. Okay, I'm just talking about the Venus Enos Project. Welcome, bitch, to the podcast. My brother, you're unmuted. But if me and my brother, the bitch, would want to have a company called Garbage, we could do it. So, the Venus Project, in my mind, you know, my brother works his ass off. The bitch does all the time, works his ass off. And if he wanted to work for me, I would reward him for his behavior. But I'll be like, tell my brother Chris, who lives in Wisconsin, come to my Topia, you come to my backyard, and we'll eat grass and live like kings. Is that going to happen, you think? Probably not.
No.
It's not going to happen. Chris, hang on, Chris, you're unmuted. I'm talking about Venus Project, but you can only do so much. I think it's unfortunate people will throw away their dreams at the Venus Youth Project. I'd rather create a job. I have more fun doing my podcast, talking to my brother, getting my voice out there, and talking about sports than waste my time on the Venus Project. I'd rather. It gets to be too much with these guys, but I've gone after them. I get a lot of hate emails at cowpote.com. I don't care. I'm not afraid to speak out against the Penn State or scams like that. I don't like it when people take advantage of people that have no hope. Okay, there's hope out there. It's called hard work. And the Venus Project is taking advantage of people, and there's a lot of scams out there, and I get, but there's no substitute for hard work. My father, who's gone, and our mom, taught me and my brother what hard work is. And I'm not afraid to find my voice. I find my voice in this podcast every day, sir. And I will tell anybody on the Venus Enos Project, then build me the damn thing. Build it, and I'll be the first one to put the nail into the house. If you want to build it, then I'll come out to the hammer and nail, and I'll be building and say, good luck with your thing. Make sure the kids are protected, and you kick out the slime. And you get one chance in this command. Build me a research economy. Build it, and people will come. And you make sure people abide by the law. There's no re-education. You hurt a child, you rape a woman, you steal from somebody, you're out of the economy, and we turn you over to the police, right? And you make things. Sure. And that's why I'm serious. The Venus Project is a cult, and I'm either embarrassed or ashamed to say it. That guy on here on the Mighty is nothing but a piece of work. So I don't get it anymore. I don't quite get it with that pencil dick on here begging for money. I mean, my brother works his ass off, and so do I. You know, he's a pencil dick. He's a pencil dick.
He's all lit up. He's rolling quick.
Go ahead, Ohio. Chris, go ahead. What else do you want to talk about?
That guy that was there's some type of feedback coming in.
Chris, I'm going to mute you, Chris. You're muted. I'm sorry, my brother, the bitch. Sometime host of No Big Days. My brother, bitch. I muted you, Chris. So just listen. Don't worry. I'll be back. We're talking a little about the Venus Enos Project on the Cowpote Radio Show, the big show. Usually this is open forum. So I do appreciate people listening to podcasts on here. You're free to send me email at cowpote.com and defend them. I don't care. I'm either embarrassed or ashamed to point out when people are getting screwed. If I'm wrong, so be it. I wouldn't. I mean, like I said, I'd be the first one if they wanted to buy some land somewhere and build it. I'd be the first one to walk up there. As long as you protect the children and the women and do the right thing, I'll build. I'll help you build it, and I'll buy some of your stuff from you. You know what I'm saying? I'll give you something that I have.
Yeah.
So, people send them money all the time, sir. They call it donations. Trust me, that's how they survive. Their website is real slick. They have all kinds of videos for the. It's pretty funny. The Venus Enos Project. You Google's your friend, so says the one who needs you, and you know who they are. It's too bad, but they're a project of a free country. You know what I'm saying? If they were over in Iraq or Iran, they'd be dead by now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree. I totally agree with that. Because a lot of people say we're impressed. That we're in prison in America and we're being oppressed, but yet we can talk bad about it. And there's no one stopping us from doing that. That's kind of a good example of us having. We do have freedoms in here. Freedom enough to talk bad about it. Because you're right. Other countries we would be shut down almost immediately.
I agree.
Matter of fact, like for example, if you're familiar with Tor, it's a proxy connection thing. It allows people to connect into a certain website, but the IP it's not their IP. So if a person lives, let's say in Ohio, and they connect into a particular website, they could be using not an Ohio IP, they would be using like a proxy IP, which could be from the Netherlands to whatever other connection is out there. Tor was I watched this video. They said that the Chinese they're trying to oppress their people by restricting access from their website. So the Chinese, they're using different methods to try to stop the Chinese population from trying to connect outside of their own realm. They can only connect to certain websites, and so they use Tor, like the Tor network, to try to use a different IP to try to connect out to like a different area. But they're trying to stop that now. But in America, we don't have any of that stuff really. I mean, like they're trying to implement SOPA, and SOPA is sort of a legitimate thing, but other than that, there's not much. We have a lot of freedom, and it's because of our values and the free market system that allows this to happen. Though, if we didn't have a free market system, I couldn't imagine. You know, if we had a communist regime, which there's never been like true forms of communism, but if we had, you know, if we were in like some type of weird socialism type of thing, we wouldn't have these freedoms that we have now. So, yeah, they just don't like. I think a lot of the people in TZM and TVP, they just don't understand a lot of things, and that's understandable because there's a lot of stuff. I mean, the free market, like what like businesses and everything else, like it's totally complicated. It really is complicated. It's simple, but there's a lot of, you know, you've got like 50 years ago we had people pumping our gas, and we had human beings that operated the telephone operators. Now we've got computers. We don't have people pumping the gas anymore. We use credit cards to buy things online. So market is ever changing, ever complicated, and they just don't understand this stuff and why we are at the position we are at. They just, it's just amazing. The type of things they say. They say we're being oppressed, we need to help Africans and all this stuff, but it's kind of funny. Normally, and this is a logical fallacy, but normally the people that are, especially that guy that's wanting to that's begging online for a water heater, these people that complain about like the system and not feeding African and everything else, they're not feeding themselves. They're not taking care of themselves.
I know. It's called choices, and I get it.
Exactly.
People, they have to make their choices, and then you live in good places, and there's a lot of choices being made at Venus Project. As long as they obey the law, I don't care what they do. When they start hurting kids on behalf of the Venus Project, that's why there are a lot of people out there that take it. It always comes down to the sexual thing at the end of the day. Take it as their children or women. At the end of the day, it's always a sex thing. As long as if people want to give him money, it's a free country. If they want to sit there and give him money and buy his tapes and sell hope, and all hope is gone, that's up to them. What did you think about YouTube videos, anyways?
I thought it was interesting. I liked not to get off the topic of TVP, but Goofy Bones when he's awesome when he was pranking the UFOers in Pennsylvania. I love that stuff. I was totally buying it too. I was like wow, this guy's really good as an actor. I mean, I would kind of wish he would do more of that stuff. Like he should just do a podcast dedicated to that. But for the Venus Project YouTube videos, there's a lot of valid points in them, and a lot of times
just having some fun. And they're just having some fun. That's all it is.
Oh yeah, for sure. I totally get that.
I'm making fun of them because they're easy to make fun of. I'm not afraid to. I get a lot of hate emails. I'm pointing out that it makes no sense. It makes no sense. Where is it? You've been talking about it for years. I mean, he's been talking for 7. Go buy some land and start building your utopia. I am
totally.
I don't get it, and I'm not afraid.
Did you know that they had 2 other projects besides this? They had Project Americana back in the Fresco has been running these things for like years. Okay, he's like almost 100 years old. So in the 1950s, he had this thing called Project Americana, and that was basically saying that we need to create like it was pro-capitalism, it was pro this, it was a lot of stuff. And then he went into like socio-cyberneering. That was his next project, and that was a big scam. But it was the majority of it. It was kind of like a hippie thing where they would invite people onto the land. He'd give lectures. People would throw money into his face. And then now it's like the Venus Project. And at that, did you know that at one point in time, like you could have bought the Venus Project land. They were actually selling the land off.
I'm not surprised. It's just a scam.
Totally.
I mean, she's Max, whatever her name is.
Roxanne Meadows.
Yeah, Mezzo. I had her on my show. I called her a few times, and I told her. I said, I told her. I said, what you need to do, like I told you in this podcast, is get herself a video game, and people put the helmet on, and they can experience the Venus Project in a video game. Roxanne Meadows, thank you very much. She was like, I'm dead serious. I'm like, then she goes, well, then just do it. I mean, you get computer geeks out there that are part of it. Again, you barter it, they build it, they put it in there's empty buildings all over the country. You put your helmet on, and you go out and you experience the Venus Penis Project. And you're going to have to work hard for whatever you want. You have to build something, make something. And like I said, 3D manufacturing, garbage, making things, growing things. And it's not that tough. It's not that tough. Build a video game. They can put the helmet on, and they can experience the Venus Project, what it's going to be like. I get what they're doing. Then start doing it, because you're lying to people, and people are too stupid. And it's just like, I'll pay tomorrow. I'll pay tomorrow. I think I love you. Do you love me or not? Where is it? You know what I'm saying? I mean,
yeah, totally.
I could tell you over and over again, sir, that you're fat and stupid. You'll believe me after a while. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, seriously.
Yeah.
I could tell you over and over again, you're fat and stupid and you're worthless. You know, and then before I know it, you're an idiot living under a bridge in a box. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just hope. All hope is gone, man. All hope is gone, and they're loving every minute of it. Good song by Loverboy. So I'm sorry, but the Venus Project could be very easily done if he just did it now. I tell you what, the disgusting out there, Mrs. Meadows, you spend condom mode, huh? You lying little piece of crap, huh? I tell you what you're talking about. So it's frustrating to see it. I love making fun of those videos. They're a lot of fun. I might do another one some of these days if I have time, but they're fun to do because I was so overly confused about it when I actually called the show, me and Goofy, and I'm like, and I Googled it and I read all the stuff. I'm like, you're a scam. You're a scam. Then I print up all the rules of the place. And it says down there, if you don't behave yourself, they re-educate you. I mean, they go and they skull you. They re-educate you. Instead of saying, if we're in this Venus Project and you're in it, I'm going to say, and you hurt a child, it's one chance and that's it, you're out. There's no re-educating. You're not working. Because you know what I do to you, it's what you think. Sorry, you hurt this girl, you didn't behave yourself, get out. You walk into the outskirts of Venus, of the facility, there's guards. We're going to live in everyone's going to behave themselves. It's kind of like the Truman Show. Remember the Truman Show?
Yes.
Same kind of thing. That's fine. You all live happily, behave yourselves. You go break someone's house, and you're done. And we're going to make things. We're going to barter stuff. Period. It can be done without all the money. We can do it by working and giving. They give us stuff. It's not that tough. But build a video game to show how it's done, and they can do it, but they're just too. She's spending on nice things and building these little model, houses to show you.
Lego models.
Yeah, it's stupid. I tell you what, it's goddamn dumb.
I did that when I was a kid too.
Oh yeah, with Lego blocks. It's fun. Yeah. You play and God laughs. I mean, it's fun to have nightmares, but you're living a nightmare down there. It's not a lie as long as you believe it be the truth. You know what I'm saying? It's the way it is to it. You can lie all you want, but
throw in there.
What?
I just wanted to say that there's a show. I don't know if you've seen this before, but you were talking a lot about bartering. There's a show. I don't know how real this is. But
it's a reality show. I've seen it.
Yeah,
it's a good show. That's exactly what they need to do. That's their resource. The resource is making something, getting resources back. That's all they got to do. That's all it is. They sell stuff, they get stuff back. There's no money exchange in hand. Here's what we have. Like I said, we're manufacturing things. Now you give us wood, you give us water, you give us food, whatever we need, clothing. We barter back and forth. We make our own stuff. We behave ourselves. We all work and we educate our children. And you want to leave the Venus Project, go fine for it. We're going to send you out a very good, honest person. We're not going to sexually abuse our children. We're not going to rape our women. We're going to educate them. We're going to make them openly think, but you're going to be in a safe environment to grow old. Period. That's all there is to it. But you're not going to take advantage of the child or the women or the men and whatever else. You're going to all behave yourself. And you misbehave, you're gone. See you later. I'm sorry. It's just, I get what they're doing, but they should have been done a long time ago. We wouldn't have this conversation. So that's the problem. Yeah. All hope is gone. They're selling hope, and hope is a beautiful thing. But when you have to continue to give donations, quote unquote, like the Kennedys been helping the poor for years.
200,000 they made now.
Oh yeah.
You know that?
Yeah, I'm not surprised. And she probably spent more money on herself. on herself too. You know, I mean, it's
man. That's a good gig right there.
Oh, it's a great gig. You're making money on hope. Just send to www.hope.com. You know, that's all there is to it. It's not that It's not that tough. I could start my own website tomorrow. www.hope.com. I could say I'm the Lord Jesus Christ. I'm going to save you.
Yeah.
Send me money to my church, and I would buy some building and sit downstairs with a white cape on, and I could literally study the Bible for 1 full year. I've said many times on my YouTube, the Cowpote radio show, and I said it would be by donations. We'll support this podcast. I don't ask for donations, but I could simply do that, get a white cape on, study the Bible for 1 full year, and start my own church called Cowpote Church, and read from the Bible, and people would be the Messiah because they're always looking for something to love. And religion is a good thing, but a lot of people use it as a weakness, okay? And I could stand the Bible just like the Davidians did and preach through the Bible word for word, and I'd have people give me money left and right. And then I would take advantage of women and everything else and live high on the hog, and I'd skull them and skull them and skull them. Through me, they're a savior, and you're going to go to heaven if you give me your money, you know? That's seriously. And I'd have guys living in my church working for me, and impregnate the women left and right, and you have to have my baby to go forward. You know what I'm saying? And that's not that tough. People are real easy manipulated when you're going to be safe environment, and it's all about God. And I get God, but it's easy to say you'll have hope through me. Okay? That's the problem.
Yeah.
You create your own hope and your own destiny. You see it, you can achieve it. You know, you dream it, you chase it. You can do anything you want in this world, in this country. You put your mind to it. It's not been given to you. Work for it. You know, I mean, I say, create a job to save a liberal. You know what I'm saying? You know, you want to save a liberal, create a job.
I am a Democrat, though. I
know that, but I'm just telling my brother hung up. My brother hung up.
I just throw it out there, but
I get it. But hard work is easy. Everybody would do it. Okay, it's not easy, but we got to create a job, and you create a liberal. You manufacture. You make your own way in this country. Period. I don't want the 44th anybody handing money out. You go out and work hard. I work at the airport. I made some lettuce today. I pay for these 2 podcasts on Blog Talk Radio. I don't ask for donations. I just sell fun and ask for a little tweeting or twittering. It's not that tough. Open-minded, open kind of guy here. You know, it's not that tough. I have a headset on. I'm in the great state of Minnesota. I'm proud of what I do. And I would never take advantage of somebody. I try to help out Jamie C. Sports. He's in a wheelchair. Zane Sports is a good friend. He's 14. They're both, have handicap, but guess what? I support them because they mean something to me. They mean something to this country and this America. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
As far as it's for America, I am for the free market system and things of that nature, and you get more interested in it when you have to start paying taxes and stuff, growing up.
Yep.
And I just feel like a lot of these people in the Venus Project, they've not been exposed to reality, or have not understood how the world works yet, and it's kind of, it's kind of like the educational system and everything else, because they have their ways, and they're not. I think they're just not preparing people for what the world actually is.
Well, they've been skulled by the mom and daddies that you hand out. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Hand out, and that's the problem. If people got to go out and work, they don't want to work. That's the problem. You just you want success, you got to work for it. You got to work for it. That's all there is to it. People don't want to do it.
That's what I've always believed is if you work hard enough, you will get to where you want to go if it's within realistic terms, basically.
Right.
So it doesn't matter. Matter of fact, I almost say you don't need a college education. If you work hard, you will get there. It's guaranteed.
I agree. You can educate yourself. I agree. You want to go on education. My dad, I learned from my father, and also my brother didn't want to do it, but I go by the 3 philosophies. You read, you travel, you meet people, okay? I travel in my shuttle. I read the paper. I met about 150 people at the airport. I handed out 10 business cards, and I did my voice. I was doing a bit on the way back. The guy goes, "You should have your own show in Vegas." I had my business. I already do a podcast, and people do voices for people. And I go, "All right, you guys, call me the kitty, whatever I do." And they go, "You should have your own show." I already do already. And I make people laugh on my shuttle, and I get paid money because I make them laugh. And it's not that you just open mind. I don't swear on my podcast. If you've seen any of my podcasts or been listening to my podcast, I don't swear. Okay, I believe in hard work, and I believe in America's system. I believe everyone means something. I don't care, long, tall, short, black. I say with the gay issue too as well. If you don't like 2 gay men having sex, that's your business. You can't masturbate to 2 women having sex. Agree or disagree on that? But if you don't like two gay men having sex, I get it. You can't watch two men and like it, right? I mean, two women, right? Because what is that? It's called gay sex, right?
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Just say yes, because it's the truth.
Yes.
So guys will beat the crap out of two women, but they go and watch two women having sex. For me, it's one wiener in the room, anyways. I will say about gay men, they have it both ways. You know why? Because they get to shove their crank in something and get their ass shoved in too. Women have to strap something on. So gay men get it both ways. They get to shove it in. I don't care. I'll let God decide who's going into heaven, not me or anybody else, not you or anybody else. And too many people worry about who's having sex with who. We got to get this country back to work in this great country, America. And the Venus Project is a product of America. But I will tell people it's a scam. They're a product of America. It's a beautiful thing. The beauty of them, and just like that church out in Kansas City, I want to tell their name, they're a product of America.
What do you mean by the Venus Project is a product of
freedoms?
America?
Freedom is whatever you want to say. Freedom what you want to do.
Okay.
You want to. That's a product of America, right? Would they be thriving in Afghanistan? Yes or no?
No.
All right. So that's my whole point. That's a product. This podcast is a product of America. If I had this in Afghanistan, I'd be dead in an hour if I was going against the government. I don't rip on Obama. I don't like the guy. But if I was going after the president of Iran, my house would be exploded. They're a product of America.
I voted for Obama, but I'm having problems with him.
Well, we all are. The whole country is. That's the problem. The government shutdown. But anything else? I got my brother, the bitch, is on the line here. Anything else? I mean, I don't want to cut you off. I mean, we could go on and on.
No. I gotta get going at 5 o'clock. I gotta do some work stuff. I could probably call in some other time maybe and start this up again.
All right.
If you want me off, I don't.
No, I just have to. I have to. My brother, I have another hour left. No, you want to call in? We can always talk. The Doe's a doctor. I just want to be able to get some NFL talk. No, this is a great conversation.
No. Okay, yeah, you are a sports guy, so.
I'm not a sports guy. I'm all about guy, but I'm just.
Okay.
I don't want to take it a whole show up. I've done shows, but my brother's on the line. I want to talk about whatever. I mean, the government shut down with them, a little NFL, and I mean, the Venus Project is you can't eat a dead horse here. It's a scam. The way I look at it. So I just think at the end of the day, it's if you want to do it, it's a free country. Go for it. That's their money. I'm just going to tell them, don't come crying to me when you have no money. It never comes true, and you're in the middle of some empty lot somewhere on the outskirts of Gary, Indiana, with no money.
Yeah.
Spend condom mode. Spend condom mode. It's all it is to it. You know.
Yeah.
It's all it is. On the 4 floors of horrors, there's spend condom sex world. So. You know, no one listens, no one cares, but people care. It's a free country, and they can do what they want. I have a free country to tell them they're fools. You know?
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, they can do what they want. Just don't keep the children out of it, and make sure you help us. If you start hurting the children, I'll be the first one down to kick some ass.
Yeah, I
you know what I'm saying?
don't agree. Yeah, just to kind of go into the RBE a little bit real fast.
Go ahead.
I don't agree with an RBE as far as it resembles a lot of communism, and there's never been any true communism on a massive scale before. So, in communism, it's all about in a socialism, you're trying to reach the state of communism, and that's basically what TVP is in right now. At least that's what they perceive themselves, is that they're in a transitional period. But there's never been a successful transitional period where they'll ultimately try to reach a true communism or a true RBE, like in this case. But an RBE is just not going to work. There's so many variables that are just going to be unaccounted for, and they claim that they can't test it on a local level as far as a resource-based economy because it needs to be tested on a global level, and that's like the vague answer they give. But they need to be able to show people that it can actually work. If they showed people, they may get like more academics to review it and to do other stuff. But they're not doing anything. There is no science. There is no nothing. It's just a lot of talk and claiming that they're science, but just because you claim something, it doesn't mean it's going to be true. So,
right.
They're not using the scientific method or any form of that. They're not doing this. They're not doing anything. Basically, they're just saying that it needs to go to this. But it's like blah. And I don't know if you've seen this. Joe Rogan and Peter Joseph. Do you know who Joe Rogan is?
Oh yeah. Yes.
He's a comedian. He has a podcast. Peter Joseph. He interviewed Peter Joseph, And Peter Joseph, like, you should watch this sometime. Right. Google it on YouTube. It's like just rambling. He's just rambling using random word salads. There's every once in a while he'll use like anecdotal evidence, which isn't that great. Stefan Molyneux, although I don't agree with his, I don't subscribe to his philosophy. He was more coherent. He's all about like the free market and trying to get rid of the state. But Peter Joseph, he couldn't even. It was just so weird. It was so foreign, and he was not understanding. He doesn't know how to do debates. Fresco doesn't really know how to do debates because if he did, he would be put down instantly by anybody that had any basic understanding of economics, basically. So they don't want to like have debates. They don't want to do these things because it'll make them look bad, and they'll be beat down like they should be a long time ago.
Right. Well, I tell you what, I got to get going.
All right, man.
And I appreciate you rolling in. I mean, this video, like I said, TalkShoe is free. You want to do a podcast on TalkShoe, it's free of charge.
Okay. I didn't know. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? TalkShoe is free. You can do 4-hour shows. So I'm just telling you can get that word out. You can be an anti-Venus project, and TalkShoe is free, and it's real easy to do. So, I mean, it's.
I don't think I would have the time to do that. It'd be a pain in the butt. And
I understand.
I don't know.
Well, thanks for coming on. I appreciate it. Anything you want to call, feel free. Okay.
All right, man. No problem, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, there you go. There you go. I got a good. That's the Venus project. I get it, Rugburn. Let's bring my brother bitch in.